the culture's set. No, the culture's very fluid. So understanding that, you know, your actions and your words day in, day out reflect what you're end up going to be an outcome for the culture or for your relationships with those individuals. So if you're have a really good relationship with an individual for 5 years, then you're a total jerk. Then, that takes a little chip that brings you down a rung in the ladder in their mind, right? So I think just being open and honest and, like for speaking with athletic trainer, for instance, we're all on the same team. We're all the same goal. Do we have different ideas and strategies to go about achieving the results? Absolutely. So, first and foremost, setting the foundation of that is our goal in that moment in time. And then understanding, okay, what are your ideas to get there? Here's my ideas and here's why, right? I think strength coaches, sport coaches, and ATs oftentimes will be like, well, this is what I like, or this is how I've done in the past. It's like, okay, but why? Right? Dig deeper. Ask the 5 whys. Continue to dig deeper into the reasoning behind it. Is it research-based? Is it evidence-based? Have you done it with 100 ACLs and you've come back in 8 months instead of 9? Have you done it with 50 grade 1 hamstrings and instead of 7 days you're at 5 days? Like, why are we after it? Is it evidence-based? Is it research-based? So understanding, we're all on the same team, all searching for that same goal, and then just being really open and candid, and then at the end of the day, just not being a douche.
Logistically, for our listeners, how are you going about that with meetings that are weekly? Are you guys using like Slack or emails? Because, again, you make it sound really easy. So if people are just brand new to this concept, how do you recommend they do it?
It is not easy. I'll start off saying that. And honestly, I don't think we have an elite system at Villanova. I don't. Our offices are 20 feet from each other, so that is a good thing, right? My office, the head coach's office, are like 3 doors down, and then the AT I could, is another 50 yards away. So it's a lot of in-passing conversations, a lot of note-taking, a lot of, we hit the warm-up post-practice, and then we bring in our injured guys, whether it's red shirts or yellow shirts, and guys who are completely out or guys who are, slightly modified, and then just all of us having a conversation. Hey, here's the plan. Here's where we're at. How are you feeling today? Right? How was yesterday? We had, you have a grade 1 hamstring. We did some power speed yesterday at 75% intensity, at like 50% range of motion. How do you feel today? Oh, yeah, I'm sore. All right, well, ask the trainer, okay, hey, what do you think? I'm thinking we can start to introduce some lateral, some COD, extensively before intensively, and, gauge and see how he feels following that. Ask the kid, hey, how do you feel? You like confident? Like, let's try some stuff. And then it's got to be collaborative, right? I think the days of parameters of, oh, he's not at 9 weeks yet, he can't do this, or he's not at, 13 weeks yet, can't start a push-up progression for a labrum surgery. Like, I just disagree with that entirely, right? Like, there's a reason Adrian Peterson can recover from an ACL faster than everybody. It's not because of a timetable. It's because of him as a human. So understanding that every situation is slightly different. I think we can obviously improve our system at Villanova, like I mentioned, but I think, the open and honesty of our entire group, Tyler Wade, our athletic trainer, Mark Ferrante, head football coach, and we have great kids. So understanding that, those candid conversations, and we're really open and honest with all of our guys.
How do you go about then taking it with your staff? Because you lead, other people that work with you. How do you carry that into working with them, and then how that gets, ultimately on the floor, on the field with the guys?
Yeah, when it comes to like return to play stuff, I think we pretty much put guys in boxes, right? An upper body, a lower body, a soft tissue, an acute or chronic, right? If a guy is, a torn ACL, which we've luckily, knock on wood, not had too many of them, but we will, give those to, maybe a paid intern, and he'll write the program and I'll oversee it, and I'll just say, hey, like, this looks good, adjust this, adjust that. But giving them all autonomy in the program, I think, is important. And then I'll take, the starting middle linebacker who might have a soft tissue thing and we need him back in 4 days for the next game. So we kind of bucket guys based on that and kind of divide and conquer, and you got to have trust in your staff and in the people. So, and if they're not doing a good job, it's not on them, it's on me. So, that at the end of the day is what it comes down to, is like, oh, we didn't meet the mark on this return to play. Well, so-and-so oversaw them. Well, coach, that's on me. It doesn't matter. It's on me. I didn't oversee it good enough, or I didn't educate them good enough, or maybe I didn't do enough research, or whatever it may be. So, it all falls on me at the end of the day.
Switching gears, I'm wearing the Sprint Timber shirt. Anybody that's not familiar with it, explain what it is and where it started and where you see it going.
It is a speed-focused month in September. It started during COVID out of complete boredom. I needed something to do. I needed to be stimulated. I'm a workaholic, and I don't say that as a badge of honor. I say that as an actual issue I work on. So I was very bored, and I needed to do something. So tried to start something that influenced and enhanced the field and educated coaches on the power of sprinting to build athletes, And the first thing we get is, oh, well, they must not squat, or like, dude, we have strong guys that are strong. Like, it's just another method, another metric that I think is very underutilized in strength conditioning. And I do think it's gotten better. Maybe it's the blinders being taken off me. Maybe that might be the case. But I do feel like I'm seeing more and more coaches doing more and more speed stuff, more and more transfer stuff on the field, which is good to see for the field. But I think holistically, when was it, 3 years ago now during COVID, you just didn't see it as often. So maybe guys weren't promoting it and guys were doing it, but that's kind of the foundation and the reason behind it. And then all the proceeds the last couple of years, I've donated the money to Athletes Against Anxiety and Depression, which just helps support mental health in athletes.
Whether you'll admit it or not, I thought you were and are fantastic with programming speed work. Because I feel like a lot of people did start to learn more and more about it during COVID, but that was already stuff that you did learn or you knew. Where did you learn a lot of that stuff, and how are you able to apply it as well as you were?
Yeah, I think every day I'm asking myself questions on how I can be better, how I can improve. I'm a bookworm for sure. Trying like when the recruits come, I'm like, yo, I'm a nerd. Like at the end of the day, I used to be a meathead. I used to play linebacker. Like I'm a nerd now. Like my job isn't to have be the biggest baddest dude anymore. It used to be when I played, and my job now is to make you the biggest baddest dude and be robust and invincible on the field. And that comes from knowledge and trying to understand and learn. So learning from Boo Schexnayder, Charlie Francis, James Smith, Buddy Morris, like these guys who are absolute legends in the field, and like they're giving us the answers in these books. Like they're literally spoon feeding us the answers, and people still don't take it, which is crazy. And again, it's just a part of our system. So people will say, oh yeah, we do speed stuff, and then it's like, okay, well, you give them no rest and you do it once a week. Well, it's like, well, you're not really preparing for 4 days in a row of camp. With that being said, so I have a lot of great mentors in my life, and a lot of that I worked with in the past that demanded excellence from me, so I definitely appreciate that. And then I also have a lot of mentors that don't even know who I am in the form of books. So.
No, that's awesome. And I remember there was a couple Zoom calls that we did together where you had, Ken Clark, with being how close you guys were. How often are you trying to collaborate with people because of the location that you live in?
I'm trying to collaborate with people as much as possible from locate. Like Ken's obviously awesome. He's 15, 20 minutes away. He's a good dude. But like at the end of the day, I know I don't have all the answers. So if something pops up and I don't know, I'm not afraid to call somebody in my network and just say, yo, can you help with this? Because I'm struggling or whatever. So I think like
Congratulations on making it to the end of the video. Why don't you celebrate by watching more videos just like it? You can also help us on our quest to placate the algorithm gods by liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. Thank you.